Hello, it is 9 p.m. in RTD's time to English New Edition. For tonight's headlines, we have the 10th anniversary of the introduction of universal health insurance. The new government begins to take shape in Syria. Welcome to our newsroom. The Russian Minister of Education was received by Djibouti's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. During this meeting, the two parties explored various aspects aimed at strengthening relations of friendship and cooperation between Djibouti and Russia. They highlighted the importance of education, research, and cultural exchanges as a vehicle for bringing the two peoples closer together. The Russian minister expressed his deep gratitude for Djibouti diplomatic support for Russia in international forums, underlining Djibouti's decisive role in promoting balanced dialogue. The meeting ended with an exchange of gifts, a symbol of solid friendship and promising partnership. This was followed by a working lunch at the Kempinski Hotel between senior officials from the Ministries of Education of the two countries. This meeting, co-chaired by the Russian Minister of Education and his Djiboutian counterpart, provided an opportunity to highlight the progress made by the respective education systems and to discuss opportunities for collaboration. At the meeting, Mohamed Al-Gabdi, the minister's technical advisor in charge of communication, gave a detailed presentation on Djibouti's education system. He addressed a number of key issues, including MERFOP's master plan, which guides the strategic priorities of national education to ensure continuous improvement of infrastructure, curricula, and the quality of teaching. The national book policy aimed at promoting and strengthening access to educational resources in all regions of the countries. Teacher trainings, which includes rigorous programs to equip educators with the modern skills that are adapted to the needs of pupils. The Schools of Excellence is a model of educational innovation that has already proved its success with outstanding results in the national and international examinations. The Inspectorate General, which ensures quality and equity through the Djibouti education system. At the end of the discussion, a number of avenues for collaboration were identified. Support for the modernizations of education and infrastructure in Djibouti, integrating Russian as a foreign languages into the education systems of the Republic of Djibouti, cooperation in the education of gifted children through the organizations of competitions and Olympiads, sharing experience in digital educational technologies, cooperation in exchanging working methods with disabled children, and psychological assistance for children, cooperations in the field of vocational training, covering the training of professional staff, and the further trainings of specialists. For his part, the Russian Minister of Education expressed thanks for the organizations of the various events. Listen to the report.
Thank you for organizing such a warm welcome. Djibouti is a very welcoming country. Me and my Djiboutian counterpart have agreed on several action plans, in particular on vocational training. We're ready to share our experience in terms of training quality with our counterparts in the National Education and Vocational Training departments. MEFOP's work with students at the School of Excellence is very interesting. I would particularly like to thank the people of the Tajura region for the warm welcome they gave me at Sagallu, Tajura.
The Minister of National Education Vocational Training reminded us of the importance of the rapprochement with the Russian Federation in the field of education. Listen to the report.
Avec nous le ministre de l'Éducation de la Fédération de Russie qui est en visite ici à Djibouti.
I would like to express my sincerest gratitude for this productive and meaningful discussion with our Russian counterparts. It is truly an honor to collaborate with a nation that shares our vision for education as a key driver of sustainable development. The initiatives we've explored today, from enhancing our educational infrastructure to integrating the Russian language into our curriculum, will undoubtedly strengthen the ties between our two countries. In Djibouti, we recognize that education is not only about academic achievement, but also about fostering cross-cultural understanding and preparing our students for the global challenges ahead. I am excited about the opportunities this partnership brings, particularly in areas like digital learning, teacher training, and support for students with disabilities. Together, we are taking important steps toward creating a more inclusive, modern, and innovative education system.
visited the high school, the country's first secondary school. On arrival, they were welcomed by the headmistress, Madame Samia. We gave them guided tours on the premises. During the tour, Madame Safia gave a detailed presentation on the history and development of the High School of Djibouti, an emblematic institution in Djibouti education system. She recalled that the school, founded long before independence in 1965, 56, has trained generations of executives who have contributed to the country's development. A meeting then took place at the school where in-depth discussions focused on the operations of the high school. The minister were briefed on the school timetable, the organizations of lessons, and the diversity of subjects taught, ranging from the exact sciences to foreign languages, including Russian, which is taught in partnership with the National Education Training Center. The highlight of the visit was the speech given by a young girl in the first years of sciences, as students of the CFN Russian language program. With impeccable pronunciations, she recited a poem by a famous Russian poet. The Russian minister was deeply moved by her performance, which demonstrated an impressive command of language. As a reward, he announced that she would be invited to visit Russia to discover the country's cultural and linguistic wealth. Visited to the National Education Training Center. The Russian minister and his delegation then visited the Center for the Training of the National Education, warmly welcomed by the center's Director General with the traditional dances, and the guests had the opportunity to discover the center's modern facilities. In particular, they visited an intelligence room used for teacher training. This room, equipped with the latest technology, can simulate interactive training environment, encouraging the acquisitions of the innovative teaching skills. The minister then attended a Russian language learning session where he encouraged the students to persevere in their effort. He stressed that mastering Russian could open the doors to prestigious Russian university, offering new academic and professional opportunities. Visited to the University of Djibouti. The official visit concluded with a visit to the University of Djibouti, where the Russian minister was warmly welcomed by the president of the university and the dean of the various faculties. Guided tours of the facility provided an opportunity to see the wide range of courses on offer. The minister visited the university library, where he was impressed by the wealth of books available and the studious environment in which the students work. He praised the university efforts to provide optimum conditions for students. The delegation then visited the Faculty of Engineering, where explained the training programs and current research project. The discussion has highlighted the faculty's potential to meet the country's technological and industrial development needs. A working meeting rounded off this stage, during which the basis for future collaboration was discussed. The discussion is focused on the development of partnerships between the University of Djibouti and the two Russian institutions, the Pedagogical University of the Republic of Chechnya and University of Ulyanovsk. These collaborations will aim to promote student and teacher exchanges programs, as well as joint research projects. Before leaving the university, a symbolic exchange of gifts took place, marking the end of a visit. A delegation from the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training to the Republic of Djibouti made an official visit on the PACA regions of France from 16 to 20 December, and the aim of this strategic mission was to strengthen bilateral cooperation ties and promote the creation of specialized training courses in naval and nautical maintenance, a key sector for the economy, Djiboutian economy. The high-level delegation, led by MENFOB Secretary General Mohamed Abdallah Mahyoub, is made up of senior officials. Over the course of 4 days, the delegation took part in an intensive program aimed at exploring educational infrastructure and vocational training initiatives in the maritime sector, including meetings with the president of University of Toulon and president campus of and the qualifications of excellences, regional inspectors from the French ministries of education, experts and professionals in the maritime sector, teachers and lecturers from vocational colleges specializing in this field. Visit to ship maintenance training workshop, shipyards and naval installations, and vocational high school workshop. The visit ended with the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the MENFOB and the campus of the qualification the creation of the work-linked training programs in naval maintenance, the transfer of skills and equipment of Djiboutian establishment with the modern tools and adapted to the local needs. The development in Djibouti of a regional reference center for training in the blue economy. This partnership marks a key stage in regional in relations between the Republic of Djibouti and South Baka regions. By pooling their expertise, the two parties intend to promote sustainable development in the professional integrations of young people in the growth sectors of the seafaring industries. The celebrations of the 10th anniversary of Universal Health Insurance. 10 years have passed since the implementation of this policy, and more than 40% of the population now benefits from it. Other figures which beyond the statistics bears witnesses to transform lives, families freed from the burdens of illness, and children growing up healthier. The minister was quick to point out that the 1,793 medical evacuations carried out abroad illustrate the tangible success of the AMU. And despite this progress, many families, particularly those in the informal sectors, remain unprotected. He therefore called for a collective effort to include these vulnerable groups in the healthcare system, stating that inclusion is not an option, but a moral obligation. This celebration was therefore a moment of introspection and invitation to continue the work begun and to ensure that the promises made to do not go began. In this sense, the Minister of Labour, Omar Abdel Said, in his speech underlined the progress made since the introduction of these flagship reforms initiated by the President Ismail Margelle, which guarantees every Djiboutian access to health care without distinctions.
Chers compatriotes, aujourd'hui,
today I speak to you to celebrate a decade of wide-ranging reform that far exceed figures and forecasts. 10 years after the implementation of universal health insurance instigated by the President of the Republic, we celebrate a vision, an ideal, but also and above all a deep commitment that of guaranteeing every Djiboutian without distinction access to care. In 10 years, the MAU has changed the face of our nation. Today, more than 40% of our fellow citizens benefit from universal health coverage. Behind this figure, there are lives transformed, families relieved, children who can grow up healthy, and women who can give birth in complete safety. We have also built a strong network of professionals with 27 approved health establishments, including laboratories and private clinics, to offer quality care to everyone close to home. And for those whose pathology require advanced treatment abroad, more than 1,793 medical evacuations were carried out. We must carry out joint discussion and concerted actions to seek out this population and include them in the system, which does not want to leave any Djiboutian behind. We will therefore have to learn to fight against the waste induced by medical nomadism. Scientific and technical progress is transforming medical practice. Every day offers new helps for reducing suffering and disability. However, this progress comes at an ever-increasing cost. We will without further delay generalize the tools for medical expenditure control. The law provides for it. The first actuarial study of the health sector will be launched in January 2025 and will result in a parametric change which will set the balances necessary for the sustainability of our health insurance system. The spirit of responsibility and solidarity is at the heart of citizen engagement. As the head of state has often recalled, the work of solidarity remains immense.
The speech also addressed the need for rigorous management of resources. In this respect, an initial actuality studies of the health branch is scheduled for January 2025.
Dans un monde en perpétuelle mutation,
today, social security and solidarity are faced with the same challenge, rejecting categorical prejudice, conflict between generations, and opposition of interest between sectors of activity. Faced with this issue of a general interest, universal health insurance is much more than a simple mechanism for financing health care. It is a reaffirmation of our values as a nation. It says loud and clear that health is a fundamental right, not a privilege. Together, we have come a long way, but this path will never have been possible without you. You health professionals who dedicate your body and soul to strengthening a company, you partners and institutions who support this system with rigor and ambition, and you citizens who have placed your trust in this project and contributed to bringing it into life. Today before you, I want to reaffirm my commitment as Minister of Labor responsible for formalization and social protection. We will continue to strengthen the system, to expand it, to improve it, so that it becomes fully universal. This fight is ours and is far from over. This day is a special day of celebration, but also of promise. Together, let's continue to build a Djibouti where everyone, wherever they are, has access to quality care. A Djibouti where health is no longer a source of worry, but a source of serenity. Together, let us continue to honor the promise of the President of the Republic by changing it into a lasting reality.
As part of its analysis of the initial finance bill for the 2025 financial year, the General Economy, Finance and Planning Committee held its third working meetings on Monday, December 23. This session, led by the Honorable Sharmaki Musa Awred, the chairman of the committee, was attended by the many members of parliament and took place in the presence of the ministers of Badi Ismail Ibrahim Robla, accompanied by key officials of the ministry. In addition, the committee began hearings of the ministerial department and invited for this purpose the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, the Minister of Environment, Mohammed Abdul Qadir Musa, the Secretary of State for Investment, Safiya Muhammad Ali. At the end of a particularly busy and constructive session, the Commission plans to continue the analysis of the PLFE and its hearings on Wednesday, December 25, with the planned interventions of 3 other ministries. Just a few hours after the successful launch of the school Djiboutian nano satellite Djibouti 1P from the Vandenberg Space Base in California, the ground stations of the Center for Studies and Researches of Djibouti captured the first signals emitted by the satellite. This crucial step confirms the proper functioning of the nanosatellite in orbit and marks a major technical success for our country's space program. The signals received by the ground stations will now make it possible to begin the transmissions and analysis of environmental, climatic, and seismic data. The main missions of Djibouti 1B, a true twin in Djibouti 1A, shares similar characteristics and missions. However, it is distinguished by an orbital inclination of 45 degrees, thus allowing more frequent coverage of the national territory. While Djibouti 1A flies over the countries twice a day, Djibouti 1B can make up to four daily paces, thus strengthening the observations and environmental data collection capacity. The success of this launch is not only a national pride, but also a strong signal of Djibouti's commitment to a sustainable and innovative future. A new lawyer has been sworn in. Ms. Virna Rizzo was sworn in this morning as a lawyer before the first president of the Court of Appeal, Ms. Nima Ali Warsama. The swearing-in ceremony was held in the courtroom number 3 of the courthouse present on site, where the president of the Supreme Court, Mujama Suleiman, judges and of the High Court, members of the respective families, and leading lawyers. Ms. Virna Rizzo took an oath to carry out her profession as a lawyer in the Republic of Djibouti with respect for the rights and secrecies of the legacy profession in Djibouti. The National Arabic Language Week was celebrated in Obok. Listen for more details.
Both region brilliantly celebrated last Wednesday the National Arabic Language Week during a major ceremony which took place in the presence of the main local authorities and many partners. Honored with their presence, the prefect of Oboh region, the interim president of the regional council, the head of the regional department of Minfob, the director general of Ar-Rahma complex, as well as military authorities, as well as educational partners. This day brought together all the educational institutions in the region, including primary schools, middle school, general high school, technical high school, Markazi refugee schools, and Rahma schools, as well as the Muntada school. The ceremony began with the national anthem performed by the students, followed by a poetical recitation in Arabic, educational sketch, and various cultural performance highlighting the richness of the Arabic language. In their respective speeches, the prefect, the interim president of the regional council, and the interim head of regional service underlined the fundamental importance of the Arabic language as a pillar of national as well cultural identity, while highlighting its role in education and the transmission of universal values. This celebration was a success thanks to the collective commitment of schools, teachers, students, and partners, demonstrating the attachment of Oboh region to the promotion and enhancement of Arabic language.
The Diwan Zakat launched the distributions of the second batch of the support for orphans 2024 in Arta as part of its deep humanitarian commitment to the most vulnerable segments of society. The Diwan Zakat Foundation has launched yesterday the distribution operations of the second tranche of sponsorship and orphans of Kafala for the year 2024 for the region of Arta. A delegation of the Diwan Zakat led by the head of orphan sponsorship services visited the capital of the region. The event was marked by a significant official presence, in particular that of the Deputy Prefect Muhammad Fawzi Ahmed, the Vice President of the Regional Council Filsan Almi Hassan, as well as the guardians of the orphans who expressed their gratitude for this noble initiative. Thus, 60 orphans each received a sum of 15,000 francs as part of the ongoing efforts of the Diwan Zakat to support and improve the living conditions of this particularly vulnerable social category. For a few days now, the Tajura have been living to the rhythms of tedious preparations for their cultural festival, which has just begun with the delivery of the first heavy equipment by ferry boat, but also by road, organized by Tekem Tarago associations with the precious sponsorship of the Minister of Youth and Culture. These preparations are well underway thanks to a meticulous organization and a collective commitment to make the second edition of the festival shine, scheduled for December 26, 27, and 28. Note the logistical support of the Djiboutian Armed Forces, the Gendarmerie, and the Coast Guard, who are lending a hand by mobilizing significant means of transporting these materials, involving all the vital forces of the YCT, the prefectures, and the regional council of Tajura. Have also scheduled a Tajura proper day for cleaning and beautifying the reception sites. Day 4 before the launch, the Tajura Festival is already shaping up to be a rich and memorable event not to be missed to celebrate our rich cultural heritage. For the international scene, in Syria, the new government is starting to take shape with 2 ministers. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.